and you can actually see it here. So we're talking Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland this week for Thursday night football. You kind of see the lines at the top here. Pittsburgh is favored, coming off that hot win against the Ravens. They're favored 3.5 points as the away team. Over and under, I think, kind of going along with the theme we were talking about is, only 36.5 points. As we know, these AFC North games kind of get pretty interesting. Where just last week we saw just a bunch of field goals winning winning last week against the Ravens. So a lot of defense. Kind of grimy games here. But Ethan, I'll kind of turn it over to you to kind of see, how do you kind of feel this game's going to go, and we'll kind of talk bets and DFS after that.
Yeah, I mean, a divisional matchup on a short week, Thursday night football. I do think the Steelers come out on top. I'm pretty comfortable taking them -3.5 in this one. I just don't think Jameis Winston is going to put up another performance like he did last week. The last time, I mean, Jameis Winston went up against a good defense. He absolutely got torched with the Chargers there, and the Chargers defense went off. So I just don't see Winston being able to lead many scoring drives against this Steelers defense. I think he's going to be on the ground a lot, and I think he's going to make a lot of mistakes. So I would, like I said, I would lean heavily towards Pittsburgh in this one, and I'd take them comfortably at -3.5.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think Pittsburgh. I mean, they're definitely kind of holding up to their reputation as just, they get it done in the regular season. I mean, say what you want about them, the last couple years with Tomlin, but they do win in the regular season. So I think that's, a tribute to them and their coaching and just some of the moves they've done with Russell Wilson as well. Even though it's not always pretty, I mean, they don't always win in pretty ways, but I kind of agree with you. I think Cleveland's definitely not having this a great season. Even their defense, which we thought that would be pretty good this year, they're kind of on a downturn as well. But as for bets, I got a couple tips here. Downtown's tips over in the bottom right corner. I kind of just went with a lot of player props here. I like Njoku over 4.5 receptions at a -115. Jerome Ford actually too. So I think again, with Pittsburgh's pass rush, I think they got to just get the ball out quick. I actually like Jerome Ford to get at least 2 receptions. That's a -1. Najee's rush attempts, I like his over at 16 rush attempts. I think that's actually fairly low. I mean, I think he might have 18 to 20. And then the last prop there is a race to 25. I think neither team will have 25 points in this matchup. So those are my tips of the week. And Ethan, we can kind of cover yours next.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, Njoku's been an absolute target hog. If they fall behind, which I expect them to do, Njoku's going to be a favorite target, obviously, of Winston. Jerome Ford, I mean, with the receptions, like I said, game script, I think they're going to be behind, so that's good. The Cleveland Browns are decent against the run, but again, game script, give the ball to Najee and let him work. And then with an over under of 36.5, I mean, race to 25. I'd be surprised if any team gets there. So I do think that's a pretty decent bet there. So my lock of the week right here is just three leg parlay. Like I said, love the Pittsburgh -3.5. I just don't think the Cleveland Browns can stay with them. I think Winston is going to kind of turn into a pumpkin. Which, I mean, I think this defense is going to kind of go off, which you see Jameis Winston to throw a pick is -200. So Vegas is telling you he's throwing an interception.
It's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could do over 1.5 here.
Yeah, there you go. Juiced it up a little bit.
But I won't get crazy here. But Winston over 0.5 in terms of the interceptions, I think is free money there. And then Pickens 60 plus. I was surprised, plus 100. Cleveland has been great against the receiver position. They've been getting up some yards. I think they're the 25th against wide receivers. And George Pickens has the fourth most receiving yards in the league right now. So I think 60 plus at plus 100. I thought that was a little odd that you would receive that good of odds for George Pickens, who's Russell Wilson's favorite target. So I think I'm pretty locked into this 3-leg parlay. So I'll be betting it this week and hopefully winning some money.
There you go. I definitely like it. I like me some parlays. I like multi. I like them. Just keep throwing them at me.
I mean,
I'll
this isn't
tally
long
'em with
enough. This isn't long enough. You use like the six to 8 legs.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I might add some of mine to it just to get a little bit more action going for
Or you
fun.
do something crazy like you the Cooper Rush over 25 rushing yards last night.
Yeah, yeah. I know. That's the one.
Hey, what you see
Kick
those odds
myself a
though,
little
dude? But
bit.
you see those odds.
Yeah, but do you see the odds? That's the thing. Yeah, I was that close from a $2 bet turning what was it, like $3,000. So he was only 23 yards short. But yeah, no, that's kind of fun there for betting. I'll always, we know you throw a little bit, obviously bet responsibly, but yeah, it's definitely fun to uh
So responsible. You gotta throw that out the window. Come on now.
oh yeah, we're talking parlays here. What's responsible about that? But of course, too, if you want to be a little bit more conservative, throw some of these just for single bets, just to throw a little bit out there on the game. But we'll kind of move on to DFS captains lineup here too. We'll kind of start with the QR code first. As I said, commission not with us tonight, so that QR code you can scan and it will join our Discord. He's going to throw his picks for Thursday night in our Discord, and you also get all the other activity where we got all the fantasy advice that we give out and questions that we answer in the Discord as well. So go ahead and join that if you haven't already. But we'll go ahead and talk DFS captains, and that's where that's your DraftKings lineup where it's just the Thursday night game. Your captain's player, obviously, you got to pay up 1.5 times, but they score you 1.5 times more points as well. So, kind of got him in front of us here. I went Najee. It's my captain. I think he's one of the top captains of the week. So he's 13,800. I think just talking game script, AFC North, just got to kind of go with that theme for my captain. I think if he falls in the end zone in a low over under, I think that's a pretty safe play. So I went Najee at my captain, and then Ethan, we can move on to you after that.
Yeah, I think with game script and the amount of rushing attempts he's been getting week to week, he's pretty safe. Najee's going to get the work. I think it's going to be a positive game script. So, and he's not one of the most expensive captains. When I look at my captain, I always try to be like, hey, what's the best matchup on the field? I think in this case, outside my captain, which I think the defense has the Pittsburgh defense has the best matchup on the field against Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns offense. But I really like George Pickens too and his matchup, but he's pretty pricey. But Najee Harris, even though Cleveland has a decent rushing defense, Najee Harris is going to get the work. He's going to get the carries and hopefully he can fall in the end zone. But I went with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I said, I think Jameis Winston is going to struggle against the defense as good as the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to rack up some sacks and some picks. Hopefully, Jameis Winston can do what he does and throw a pick 6 or 2, and that Steelers D really comes through. But I'm pretty confident in the Steelers defense on Thursday night.
Yeah, I like it too. I have the Steelers in my lineup. They're just, of course, not my captain, as you can see. But yeah, I think that's a safe. That's just an exciting play. Every sack. I mean, obviously, you can root during the entire game or on offense. Offense, if you got some Steelers players, and on defense, every sack, if you got a Browns offensive player and that happens. So it also makes it exciting in that way. There's always something that can keep checking your phone as you rank up in those DFS games. But as far as value, we're both aligned here. We're going Chris Boswell at kicker. I think that's pretty. It's also pretty safe to say. I mean, I think his over 1.5 field goals is heavily over 2 with minus odds. I think it's close to minus 200 as well. So I think he's good for two, two field goals where we just came off a game. What do you have, like 6? Single handedly beat the Ravens last week too.
Yeah,
So
24 fantasy points for Boswell. So that's going to do it. It's a good week.
that's right. That's right. So I don't think a whole lot more to say about Boswell. I think as far as value goes, pretty good value especially as much as we talking about how this game we anticipate going. Um, with a little bit of a defensive battle at times. So definitely can get you some points there. Um, so I think that's all we got for this week's show. Definitely tune in. I've talked it a few times with our Discord. Check our socials. We're very interactive in all of them too. With our Instagram, you can find us on X as well. But yeah, just look us up, Sunday Surefire. But until next time, folks, peace.